It's my birthday. As I'm filming this, no. When you're watching this, also no. But it's close enough. So, it's my birthday, and it's my birthday cake. I decided concept-wise to try and turn one of my art pieces into a cake. But then I thought about my pieces, and I really like pieces like this, and just that. Now that sounded overwhelming, but then I had an idea. So 2020, I decided to do the Inktober challenge, and I did most of it on Halloween Day. That's me. It was interesting, the pieces of mine that were popular, because they weren't the pieces I expected to be. Like, this is what I thought would sell. And this is what kept selling. So today, let's give some different designs some love. That one's my favorite. See the gold? However, to do that, I need to make a cake. And I also need that cake frosted. So let's go on to supplies.
My main decorating tools included this Wilton black icing, this Wilton gold sparkle gel, and these assorted food colors. The other tools I used, you ask?
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
Now on to designing that cake. So I set my original drawing to one side, and then I used a rather long skewer instead of a toothpick to sketch that into my cake. Let me tell you, I thought that frosting would be kind of forgiving, and I could kind of just brush it back down into place if I needed to erase anything. But man, this stuff fought me. It sure made me admire people who decorate cakes for a living because, wow. From there, I thought it would be smart to start with the gold. I did my best to get the butterflies accurate, but the thing about butterflies is that you can't stop the migration. Now, this sparkle gel was a bit on the runny side, but I figured as I filled in the color for the butterflies and the lipstick that any mistakes would surely be hidden by the black line art. Now, the line art was interesting. There were a couple sugar clumps in my frosting that I didn't make well enough, so it just jammed my frosting tip and gave my hands a serious workout. But I've gotta say, my favorite part of this whole cake, besides eating it, of course, was the hair. On paper, with one value of pen, it's flat, but on the cake, each line had dimension and grew over top of each other. It was so fun for me to make it feel actively poofy and wild. But I've gotta be perfectly honest with you. By the end, I kept coming back to everything that was different from the original. The jawline was too small, so the lips and nose got bigger. I messed up the line art on one of the butterflies. I made the frosting tinted towards a yellow rather than taking the extra time to make it white for a better comparison with the paper. My perfectionist policies started to drown out all the good feelings. Then tragedy struck. A huge storm swept through and took down our power lines. We were plunged into darkness, and we weren't the only ones. All across my state, people were stuck in their houses, just waiting and listening to the rain. The lightning was so bright, it lit up entire homes. And that's not even to mention the flooding. And as I sat there with just the light of my phone, I was watching reports on a tornado that was far too close, and wondering if the neighbors' trees would wind up coming down on our house. And then it just kind of struck me. If we take the things that are supposed to be silly and fun and turn them into something that's the opposite, then where is the levity in a world of storms and tornadoes? Art doesn't have to be perfect to be good. Honestly, it's all the little imperfections that tend to give an art piece character, and letting my perfectionism take the cake, so to speak, wasn't what I wanted to dominate this video or the rest of my channel. So, from now on, I'm gonna use criticism to get better, rather than beat myself down with it. And we're gonna have fun, even if I totally fail at a project or an art piece. So, I hope you like this silly little cake, and that it's a good distraction from whatever storms in your life.